Good day, global crypto enthusiasts. This is 88 Fantastic coming to you November 27th, 2019. How's everybody doing today? Oh man, what an awesome week this is to be waking up and checking out. Again, we've been talking about on the channel for the last couple of weeks and talking about the potential slides backwards from 88 to 85, 85 to 82, back down to 7 grand to 7,200, and then we were talking about the one chart that we had found that was going against the grain and telling everybody that the potential for Bitcoin to not just Bitcoin but for the entire market to ramp up starting approximately in November the 25th. We had talked about it the last couple of videos, and as you can see, we'll go through that in a second here. Again, right now, a day low of Bitcoin is $6,885 with a day high of $7,661, which just is a little while ago. Let's go have a looky here at our actual market. Cryptocurrencies, we now have 4,867 with a market cap of 205 billion with a 24-hour trading volume of just about 80 billion. And honestly, it doesn't really matter to who's been gaining or making in the last 24 hours until we literally get back up to that 240 billion mark. With everything continually sliding backwards, to me, it makes no sense to see who's the biggest gainer of the day or who's the biggest gainer of this particular week when the market keeps sliding back. The main thing you want to watch for, and we'll go through over here in our next screen over a market a coin checkup, is with every pullback, is your coin getting stronger? This is the one thing we've talked about in the channel all year long, is every time there's a massive pullback, there's a handful of coins that are actually getting stronger with each pullback, and about 95-96% of the market keeps sliding back heavily into that red and that minus 80, minus 90 from the all-time high mark, right? So again, seeing the market cap at 205 is a really good thing. So let's go look at our actual market cap itself. This is our last 1 week, or last 2 weeks, sorry. And as you can see, everything just slid backwards forever. Excuse me. But from the charts that we had talked about, I had posted a link in a couple of videos ago, and all of those charts, I mean, 90% of the chart people are still, even today, are still talking about a sub 6 Bitcoin, sub 6,000, a $3,000 Bitcoin. And before we talk about the charts, I really would like people to understand one thing, because there's so many new people in the space, and a lot of people really just don't get how the market actually works. And the magic number for Bitcoin is 100 billion on its market cap. And if Bitcoin ever dropped below that market cap evaluation, it starts getting dropped off the real life world exchanges. There'll be no more big potential. If Bitcoin actually drops below that price, there is no more market, and we're going to be going back to what it used to be in 2015 and 16 and 17 to unnamed exchanges, and it'll be as terrifying as it gets, and there won't be a market itself. So anyways, this is the point where I come out in the video and tell people, you know what, this is where you as an individual, cryptocurrency is for us, the everyday people. Go out there, support your project, do anything you can to help support the security of the network, whether it be through web browsing, mining, or whatever it takes. There's so many coins that allow you to actually use your laptop or your telephone's resources to help build the network itself. So anyways, as we seen the market scale all the way back, the chart that we were looking at told us literally November the 25th was going to be the day that we started to see the movement up. And we were talking about that the November 25th mark way back here, at least a week earlier than it actually happened. And as you can see, the market literally scaled back to 180 to 182, and we've seen a lot of movement since then. So what do we think is going to happen here? We're going to pop up our last 1 year. And in my personal opinion, what I think is going to happen is we are going to get about 3 weeks of growth up until maybe somewhere around the 18th to 20th of December. I think the market is really going to ramp up right from November the 25th, which was 2 days ago, and it's going to ramp up for about 3 weeks of solid sideways up action. And then we're going to get speed bagged mid to late December right into early January. Now, why do I say that? I think with the upcoming Bitcoin halving, again, now it's been silent, right? It's the same thing we talked about in January with the Litecoin halving. If anybody goes back and you want to go back and look at one of my first 2 or 3 videos, I was literally the first media person to come up and start popping up things about the Litecoin halving. And this was when Litecoin was sitting at $25, $26. About 2 weeks after that, you started seeing every website start talking about the halving. And we saw Litecoin, where's January here? Right in here. So in this time period right here, which was 11 months ago, Litecoin was sitting in that $25, $26 range, and Litecoin went all the way up, all the way up, all the way up, and hit $140. So whatever the percentage is from 25 to 140, what about 100 and whatever it is, 450%. What I think that's what Bitcoin. It's I don't know about the whole market because as we see with Bitcoin's dominance at 66.6%. Who knows what's going to happen, right? But anyways, that's what I expect to see. I expect this market to continually grow. Who knows how high? I think we're going to grow until around the 17th, 18th, 19th, somewhere in that third week of December. Then right before Christmas, we know what's happening. Smart money has come out at specific times every time this year, and they bleed the market. They're going to take all of their profits out right. This is my prediction, not financial advice. Not a financial advisor. I think they're going to build this market all the way up until about a week before Christmas. Then they're going to speed bag the entire market right back down another 50, 60% so they can go out and spend all of our money on presents for themselves, right? And then we'll have probably about a 2-week lull after the crash in the third week of December-ish. We'll have about a 2-week lull where everything just starts to slide backwards, and then probably starting the first week of January, when certain media outlets start pumping up the Bitcoin halving, that's when we're going to see probably about 5 months, maybe 6 months of just steady growth. So that's what I'm predicting. Again, we don't like to predict prices. Prices we've been close on, but never been really accurate. Same as the charts. But we've been able to call the movements of the markets for pretty steadily the entire year. I think we've only been wrong twice, which we've come out and talked about on the channel and admitted to it, of course. But that's what I fully expect here was November 25th, probably till mid to third week of December. Solid growth. Fully expect a massive retrace right after that, just before Christmas. And then heading into the new year, first week of January, we should start to see some really solid growth. So we've got two really interesting articles here for you guys. This one's over at cointelegraph.com. Again, I don't read through the whole articles. I leave the responsibility up to you, the new person, the new investor. You got to learn to be responsible for yourself and come out and find these things. Over at Cointelegraph, this was from 7 hours ago. Signs point to inside job in Upbit crypto exchange hack, says commentator. Okay, so this is really interesting. Following the theft of 342,000 Ether, approximately $50 million from South Korean crypto exchange Upbit, some commentators have suggested that the hack was actually an inside job. The hacker timed when Upbit was making crypto transfer to its cold wallet, other alts like Tron, etc. Hence, I think the probability of it being an inside job is higher than an external breach. So what we've seen throughout the entire, probably not just 2019, a lot of 2018, is when the market died, a lot of these exchanges, there's been a number of exchanges that have got up and just disappeared with everyone's cryptocurrency. And like we've said since day one, why would you leave it on there to begin with? If you're a day trader, finish up your trades and get your shit back into your wallet. If you're buying something, get it back into your wallet. Just because certain exchanges pay the staking fee, you also get that in your own wallet. All you're doing by leaving it there is allowing them to build up their liquidity, and you're not getting jack shit from any of it. So as always, when you're done trading, buying anything in the cryptocurrency market, get it back into your wallet, because then you own it. Proof of keys is coming up also in January, and what proof of keys is from a guy like Trace Mayer. For those of you who are wondering, I only follow 4 people. I follow Max Kaiser, Trace Mayer, Eric Verhees, and Andreas Antonopoulos. Other than that, there's not a person in this world that knows what the fuck they're talking about when it comes to Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies, other than those 4 individuals. Everybody else is a sham, looking for views, looking for media money. They know nothing, and there's been nobody in this entire market that's ever been right. No price predictor, no chart predictor, nothing. So anyways, you want to read up on the ETH hack where $50 million worth of ETH was taken out of there? Come check that out. And here, this one goes to something that I have talked about the whole year. This one is over at beincrypto.com with China. Alipay records blockchain milestone as China leaves Bitcoin behind. Okay, so we're not going to go through this whole article here, because I mean, this is stuff that we've talked about for a long time. But down here below is these 3 paragraphs I want to read for you guys here. Unlike blockchain technology, cryptocurrencies have been outlawed in China. Private companies have distanced themselves from them with names such as Alipay and Alibaba recently denouncing prospective partnerships that would have seen them interact with Bitcoin. Okay, so what we've talked about the whole year is, again, and I like to bring up something like Neo. When you've got cryptocurrencies and companies that are working within government regulations and abiding by the rules, those are the types of things that I personally invested into a long time ago. And I'm not going to tell you what they all are, but if you can go back and research and see which companies, and there's only about 5 or 6 that actually work within their country's government's regulations, and within their countries, their coins are getting stronger each pullback. The companies that aren't doing this are the people that are getting up and disappearing with your crypto, and they're just closing down, and they're gone. So anyways, another great, interesting article over here with China and the whole bit there. Not much more to go through. We see Bitcoin now sitting at 7,566. You know what? Let's see what everyone's got a price sitting at here. We'll check them out. We'll give these guys a refresh. And we'll see what all of the exchanges are saying today. So we got 75.68 there, 75.50 there, 75.50 there. And usually CoinGecko is the most accurate. And what do we got over here? 75.40. So now we, at least, again, one of those randomly awesome days where we see all of the numbers actually jiving together. All of the exchanges seem to have the similar price. We're not spread out $300 in a Bitcoin price. It's literally $10, $12 now. So again, before we get out of this video, what we're saying is we're sticking to the 2-year chart. And again, the chart I'm looking at right now goes back to the activity and the volume set in late 2017, starting with October and November, and to me, the numbers match up. Everything looks very similar to that specific time period. That's why I'm thinking there's still a possibility that we see some really crazy action in the next 2 weeks, possibly a new year high. Maybe Bitcoin hits 13.5, 14.5. Possibly. Maybe we just see steady little bit of growth. But the chart showed me that starting November 25th, we were going to come out of the basement and we were going to have approximately 16 to 21 days of solid growth, and then another ugly pullback. So things could look really good up to Christmas, and then Christmas for crypto holders might look really ugly. But again, the really big picture is waiting for the rest of the world come early January, like they did with Litecoin, and start to talk, when every website and TV start to talk about the Bitcoin halving coming up in May. That's when things will get really exciting. That's when things are really going to start to pump up. So that's all we got for you guys here today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Like, sub, share. Let's get some new people over here. This is 88 Fantastic, showing you how to take a bite out of the cryptocurrency market. Take care, y'all.